saying. At least you have your health.
Health's not good enough.
Not everyone shares your sense of humor.
Health is wealth.
Evolve. Evolve.
We evolve through pain.
Evolv The Podcast.
Andrea and Julie.
It's time to begin.
Hello and welcome to Evolv The Podcast. We have had, well, I have had quite a fortnight.
So have I. You're not the only one with an exciting laugh, Julie.
What did you do?
Not much.
You know, I know that's not true. I know that's not true. And we will talk about your hiccups and highlights.
We will.
Towards the end of the show.
Towards the end of the show. Yeah. And I did post something on social media, which I just firstly want to say thank you to everyone who gets involved on social media. It is a lot of fun. And we post things that don't make it into the show, one of which was a story about pirates. And there being some kind of weird fetish club here in Geelong. She's correcting herself these days, going, I don't think it was a fetish club.
Well, it might have been.
So we thought we'd clarify what the heck with the pirates.
Yeah.
People want to know.
Well, it was a real thing. Before I talk about it, I bought you a gift.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you please wear it?
It's a pirate eye patch.
During this quick little combo.
Can I just hold it up like this?
No, no, not really. You look ridiculous.
I think it'll look worse, just to say, but anyway.
I would put it on before. It's quite disconcerting to wear, actually.
How's that, Julie?
I was dressed up I had a theme birthday for my son for his 10th birthday.
Pirate themed?
10th birthday.
Who was the fan of the pirates, you or your son?
No, I don't know how. Oh, it became about because we had a replica ship coming into Geelong.
Right.
So obviously it was heard around town that the replica ship was coming in.
It's a massive magnet to pirates.
Indeed. And it was, because when we came back into shore, there was about 30 of them, which was a little disconcerting, but they had the whole number going on. So
and let me guess. You dressed like a pirate kind of took their attention.
Well, they did. I did get hit up a little bit by
Join our club.
A couple of slightly scary pirates. And it was, I don't think it was join our club. But I politely declined and said, I'm here for my son's birthday. And
I'm just a mum who's dressed like a pirate.
Leave me alone.
Take your macaw and go.
I must say, it was a moment in life, and I look back, it was a rather obscure type of moment.
It's that sliding doors moment where you go, what if I'd have gone with them?
No.
Where would I have ended up?
Never thought that.
Oh, okay.
But what I did think is, that is a thing.
Obviously it's a thing.
That is a thing that people are doing.
And you Googled it, and the club is based in Melbourne, but you reckon they were just down here for a day?
Well, I Googled it at the time, just recently. I Googled it and just
just for research purposes, not because she really decided she wanted to be a pirate.
And the fact that I have researched other costumes online has nothing to do with it at all.
Your search history would be scary.
But apparently there is a club or something in Melbourne. You can go along and dress as a pirate, and they do have
get-togethers,
piratey games, I guess.
I wonder what games pirates play.
Yes.
Pin the parrot on the pirate. I
don't know. throw a knife at your bestie.
Walk the plank.
Yes.
That's a fun game.
So, yep, that is a thing. If you're a pirate or a wannabe pirate,
you can join the club and
contact us.
Julie will find the link for you and we'll pop it into our show notes. How does that sound?
That's right. Contact us, and as I say, but don't stalk us.
Can I take my pirate eye off now? Because I'm going blind. Thank you. Coming up on the show, we're going to finish up on highlights and hiccups. You mentioned that.
Yeah.
A new thing that Julie's going to do called Cut the Crap. I'm more excited about that.
Yes. Andrea asked me to come up with something inventive. I said, what's the alternative? And she said, I don't like that name. So I came up with, what's the crap? Oh, no, cut the crap.
Cut the crap. What the crap?
What the crap?
What the crap are you saying?
What the crap?
And we have a very special guest tonight.
We do, and I'm very excited. We've got Karen Lenehan,
of course,
on the show. Who is
Delta?
Yeah.
She, according to my husband, was the hottest of all the gladiators.
Well, you know what? She was a little hottie, and everyone liked her.
She was a hottie, and we talk all things family, her time in Gladiators, and just being a young girl.
Yeah.
Back in,
and I think she was the baby of the show,
she
actually.
was only 23, so she was the baby. We also talk about her fabulously successful son, Kalani, who won the reboot of Gladiators, and so much more. So stick around for our chat now with Karen Lenehan, Delta from Gladiators.
Yay!
Delta is a 23-year-old fitness fanatic who loves the gym. She's got a sweet smile, but she plays for keeps. Delta thrives on the physical contact in all our games. For her, it's fun.
Hey, I am so excited to be talking to a beautiful woman, Karen Lenehan, well known as Delta, Gladiator Delta. Hello.
Hello, thank you for having me. Very excited.
We are too.
I'm excited. I'd never met Delta before.
Yeah.
And I call you Delta because obviously that's how I know you from the TV. You do look incredible. What is with all these gladiator women?
Yeah, smiling, beautiful. Look at that glowy skin.
It's a thing about fitness, isn't it? It's because you're all fit and healthy. This is why.
That's right.
It's a good, recommendation.
Well, you know what? I do. I think that it really is that, to be honest. But you do. You look amazing. Hello. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very good. Like lots happening at the moment.
Yeah.
And just chipping away at some new things, and lots has happened in the last 6 months.
Yeah, indeed. And we'll talk about some of those. And I know at the moment there are some congratulations in order. You have a new job. I know you're heading out to celebrate tonight. So we're really, really thankful that you could stop by and have a chat with us.
Thank you. Very excited. Yes.
Yes.
I'm pumped. Yeah. You give me something to do and I'm all over it. So
I love it.
1% that goes hard and, not part of the 99% that don't try hard enough. So.
That's right. We whip them into shape. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Now,
little hyper, but that's okay.
Is that a thing that you have to have when you're a gladiator, that sort of go-get-it, hyper attitude? Because you all seem to share this trait, I've noticed.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I think we do.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think there's something inside, like something just sort of a little, whether you want to call it a little voice or whether it's just an urge or whether it's just the energy within that you have. I don't know what it is. It's just something that pushes you to want to go for it. And
I think during filming that was a real thing, when I think about it, because there were times, I mean, we were tough, yes, but we were injured. There were a lot of things going on. We were tired.
Oh, I had tears. Yeah, lots of tears.
Yeah, there were for all of us for various reasons, but you knew that you had a job and you just, put a smile on your face and you went and did it.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Tell me, Kaz, and I can call you Kaz because, we're mates.
Of course.
What made you want to go out and be a gladiator? What made you try? How did you find out about, applying and things like that? How did it all begin?
Oh, just at a local gym. So we had someone come out and just put out there that they were filming a new TV show called Gladiators. Had no idea what it was. I'd actually gone out the night before with some friends and my boyfriend at the time, who is now my husband, and he's really keen. He's like, oh, I want to do this. And we were planning to go overseas on a holiday, and I said, I want to do Europe. I've never done Europe. I've never had enough money, but I've saved this money and I want to go. And he said, but let's just go and see. We might win some prizes and maybe we'll win a holiday. And I said, okay, let's go. So we did have a little bit of a big night, and I was a non-drinker back in those days, but I did have a few drinks that night because we were thinking, yay, we're going to go on holidays. And, we've made this
good idea at the time.
Go to Europe. Yeah. So anyway, we went along and, he tried out, and I was sort of like, okay, I'll try out. And I think I did a couple of things, a few sprints. I climbed a rope. They interviewed me for a couple of minutes, and then they pulled me out and said, hey, come here. And I didn't have to do anything else. So, I mean, it was pretty tough what they did initially put me through, but there was something, I don't know what they saw, but they just said, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And then that was it. They wanted me, and I said, no, I'm going to Europe. I don't want a job. I just want to can I be a challenger? If I go on the show, how long does it go for? Because it might interrupt my plans. So it just wasn't really in my arsenal. It was more, this is what I want. But my husband was like, no, we can win things.
Yeah, what's the prize? What's the prize?
Yeah. When there was a prize, yeah.
I know, we'll get to that.
Yeah. Anyway, so then we went away, and I remember the funny thing was that Charlene Storm interviewed me. So I don't know whether they were thinking of her as being maybe the host of the show at the time, but she actually interviewed me and asked me a few questions, which is quite funny because then we ended up being teammates.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know that, actually. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she came up with she had the little mic and whatnot, and so it was quite interesting. But oh my gosh, that workout, that tryout was just,
it was mad, wasn't it?
I was a little bit not feeling great from a big night. Mainly lack of sleep for me is a big thing. Not that I'm was never a big drinker. It was just the lack of sleep, maybe having 4 hours sleep and going out and being physical out Western Sydney. So we had to drive there, and then just off a big week of probably teaching 35 aerobic classes as well. So my body was spent. But anyway, I got a name down and I said, okay, whatever. And they just chased me to be a gladiator. And initially I said no. And then they came back and said, no, we really want you. And then I said, okay, I'll come in and just have a chat. So that's when I went in and just had a chat to them. And I thought, wow. And they showed me a video of the actual UK gladiators. And I don't know, something happened within, like that thing you talk about. I went, oh, this is competition. Like,
I have to do this. Yeah.
I have to be a part of this. Like, that is awesome. So then I just, I eventually said yes. Yeah. And, it was very exciting. But, I mean, I was so young, so naive. And in a lot
you
of
were
ways,
the baby of the show, weren't you?
At my age of 23, I was like, oh, this is, like, so fun. Yeah. And it's not Love Island, right? Not Love Island. So I'm
you can be proud of it.
And I'm going to be clothed. Well, yeah, sort of.
Actually, on that, I have a little grab of you talking to someone about a mishap with your costume. I'm hoping you can hear this.
Oh, my goodness.
Listen.
I was on Hang Tough and I did have my breast exposed with someone pulling my top down.
Tell me. How
so
embarrassing.
you got on the wrong side of that. See, I was the one that pulled stuff down. Yeah, I remember. I think you had a costume change after that, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
It was just because I sort of had to hold on with one hand and then the other hand. And I mean, eventually I think we fell off, but it was just that I think they snapped a little bit of the inside of that connection. I was thinking, what? I mean, I was never a really
I didn't sign up for this.
Wearing, these outfits before. So, here I am being filmed and I've got cleavage here, stomach there, and then a little bit snaps, and then it's like mortified.
Wow.
And then I was like, okay, we need to change this just a little bit. Can we just stitch up that little centre bit? And, I don't mind my belly showing. I had a bit of a six-pack going on, so I didn't mind that. But can we just not have
You're like,
that
you're not
happen
paying
again?
me enough for all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
no, that's fair enough. I felt very secure in my mind was two-piece, and I was like, everything's hanging in there.
No. I did have a lot of wedgies, though. I think
yes, you did.
Pyramid gave you wedgies, regardless, because you had to stretch your legs up and over these big stairs. So
and these
you all look like you got wedgies a lot.
Very, very, very high cut.
But if I've got it,
I know.
I've got to be the one in the room that says you all had fantastic asses. So who cares if you got wedgies? Babe. Yeah. If I had your asses, I'd be wedging on purpose.
I know. I do actually look back on our costumes now and the pictures and even the UK, and seriously, it's
this little V.
It's like, where does everything go?
Yeah, exactly.
There could have been worse things happen. So anyway,
God bless the 90s.
Yeah. Have you still got your costume? Have you still got it somewhere in the cupboard?
Yeah, I do. I know a lot of the boys told me they framed theirs, and I'm just like, did I miss something? I mean, I feel bad now. I probably should have framed it, but
no, you're better than I don't even know where mine is. So
mine's sort of tucked away, and I know that also Vogue has one of my costumes that she keeps saying she's going to send back to me from the UK. So she's got that. Somehow we must have exchange things, or shirts.
I think we did a bit of that when they came over. I know I exchanged some with Diane, who was Jet.
Was it your good jacket?
So well, I know. Actually, I think I was telling you I couldn't give Di my my outfit, my costume, because remember how much fake tan we put on.
Oh my goodness.
So when they turned it inside out, it looked like I'd shit myself.
Yes.
So I thought I can't give this to this glamorous girl. So I gave her one of my jackets instead.
That is so funny.
Yeah, it was like,
I know.
Hasn't fake tan come a long way since
yeah,
then?
hasn't it? Do you remember when we were in the UK that we were out at chemists once we found out what sort of fake tan that they were using, buying up all the bronzer that we possibly could? I was saying, I don't know how we got back through customs in Australia. It was like some nutty bronzing craze that was going on.
I bought back. Do you know I bought about 20 of them?
Me too. I'm saying. So did Linda.
No way.
Yeah, we all brought back so many of these things. And as I said, I can't believe we didn't get pulled up. It's like, what's going on? Yeah.
It was so good though, right? Remember?
It was so good.
We were in there. We had, I remember we got this letter from management saying, listen, guys, you can't, these sheets, white sheets right at the hotel, they just had enough of us. So they were just like, guys, you can't be going to bed in this fake tan stuff. And it's like, but we paint it on and it doesn't always come off after a show. Because a lot of it was just body paint, right? Sometimes you just sort of showered for 2 minutes going, I'm exhausted.
I'm done. Total, went to bed. You woke up and it was, you could see where you were. It was like the Holy Shroud.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, I almost rang the plumber because I wasn't sure what was, it was like the sheets looked otherwise, but, it was a bit of a big show, so, yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't charge you extra or something for the laundry charges.
They probably did charge the show.
Yeah, and then they took our poached eggs away. So anyway, too many poached eggs, but anyway.
Too much protein? Yeah. Too much protein overload?
I'm not sure whether it was the protein they were thinking about.
Oh, okay.
Yes, there were quite a few funny things that happened.
I can imagine all the boy fans of Gladiators were imagining you guys travelling and having like pillow fights in your room and things like that. But it
it absolutely happened.
Well, we actually did. We got together. I don't know whether it's pillow fights, but yeah, it was more like, I'm exhausted. Pass me the water.
Did you have to share rooms or did you get your own? Just on a side note, I don't know why I need to know that.
No, we did share.
Yeah, we did have some share rooms at times, yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't spring for
individual.
individual.
I did because obviously
I think in Birmingham I had my own room. I think over there I had my own room.
I did too.
I remember I felt very lonely.
Yeah. They were.
Yeah, it was really low. I mean, I was 23. I'd never been overseas. It was a lot, but I sort of would just savour and try and wake up the next day and go, oh, here we go again. More excitement.
Too. Other than the fact that I was chased around the hotel over there by Laurie, who was Ice, the American, he's chasing me around the hotel, and I remember hiding.
Why was she chasing you, Julie? Why?
I want to hear this story.
Yeah, why was she chasing you?
Well, she thought I was attractive.
Uh-huh.
And I think I quote, "You're a gutsy chick." And I remember hiding in Linda's room and saying, "Don't say I'm here." I was scared. She's big. She's actually
she wasn't
really
gonna pin you down and make you kiss her. Oh, you reckon she might have?
Do you know what? She is actually so lovely, but yeah, she was a woman who exactly what I was thinking. She knew what she wanted.
You went to the correct room. You went to Linda's room.
Linda was big.
She was my mum on the show.
Yeah.
Like literally, she was the one that I would go to have my conversations of, oh, I'm sad, or this is happening, and she just had this calming nature. And she's like, oh, Delts, you'll be okay. I don't know. She's
just the most beautiful person, isn't she?
So you called each other your gladiator names.
I did.
Yes.
Yeah, that's so cute.
I don't do that.
Oh,
I don't do that. In fact, the crew were paid, weren't they? Oh, sorry, not paid, but they were paid. But they weren't allowed to call us by our real names. And I remember saying, if you call me Fury, I will come after you. And if you're not scared about that, I'll send him. pointing at Michael. I said, you're not calling me Fury. No. So
she's a princess, isn't she?
Oh, it's a princess. It's actually, no, I didn't like that. I didn't like that they were told not to call us our names. I thought that was awful.
Oh, terrible. terrible.
But I think
So did they.
Michael was a man of no words, because I think I probably have heard 10 words out of his mouth in my whole lifetime.
It's all right. If he was dating Julie, she would have had
Didn't
all
get
the
a
words.
chance.
Yeah.
Didn't get a chance, honey.
Love that.
Now, I want to move on because we've done the Gladiator reunion thing. Mind you, we have said
we?
want to
We are
do
doing
a
a big
girl,
one,
We
yeah?
want to do a big girl Gladiator reunion.
Yeah,
Are you
I'm
in?
so for that.
Yeah.
I'm so for that one.
Awesome. We're going to try and hook everyone in that's comfortable in doing so, and Brady Bunch style.
Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch style.
Yeah, it's going to be
like
fun.
it.
All
I've
right.
had that request actually over years of can you get all together?
You're going to have
So,
to direct
yeah.
traffic.
Direct a lot of traffic. Yes. We can do it. We can
Now,
do
hands
it.
up, can I talk? You'll have to say,
I'll mute
Kaz?
everyone. I'll
Kaz?
mute everyone, and then they'll have their chance.
That's right.
Yeah, especially if she's involved. Now, what about we move on? We've talked about hubby. He was a contender, wasn't he?
yeah.
On Gladiator.
Yes, yeah. He was on the one of the last series, I think. He got to the quarterfinals and he was on Joust and got smashed off, and he had a bit of a back injury anyway, so he was strapped up, and I think that was the worst thing he could have done. But he was to the point where he was not in a good way for quite a while, because he was a rugby player, so he's had knee reconstructions and everything. So I think
that joust was a little tough on your body too. Do you know what I mean? It was
great. I never played it.
unnatural movement. So
was he kind of annoyed that you got to be a gladiator and he didn't?
No, because we'd agreed that we wanted to be challengers together. But he actually said to me I should go for it, and I think him supporting me was probably the best thing, because I honestly was a little bit shyer and just went, no, I can't do that. That can't be me. But, I can't be a main character. I'm just me. I'm just
imposter
That's how I felt.
syndrome,
I was
they call that.
young. But I was very young. A lot of young people feel that way. They don't. They haven't sat in their power yet, and they haven't sat in their belief of who they are and what they can achieve yet. So for me, that was just, that pinnacle. And I think when I figured it all out, and I'm glad I went through the experience of Gladiators, because I think it fast forwarded my self-belief decades. Like, I think it gave me something which is pretty special that I don't think I would have found had I not done it. I think it would have taken me a long time to find myself.
I think you would have found it, but I agree. I think that it would. It takes people a lot longer. I mean, we were forced into it, and some people crumble in, and there's no shame in that, because it's a lot. There was a lot to deal with. There was a lot of things that were very out of our control, and not all of them great. So, and then of course there were a lot of amazing experiences. So I think you just had to be that person, which you obviously were, who you just, you said, you know what, I'm here, I'm doing it. Yeah, I'm here and I'm doing it.
I'm going to commit to it. I commit to, if I commit to something, I'm going to commit to it. As I said, the 1% person is me, where I'm going to commit to it. If I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Fantastic.
I'm not going to back away. Yeah.
I must say, by the way, both of you are looking fantastic. Yeah. So you obviously both train still.
Oh, hubby.
Well, you obviously do. Sorry,
yes,
James.
James. Yeah, James trains a lot more than me. He's an everyday person, and he surfs most days. He surfs, so he has just that hyperactivity gene in him. He's 53, but he's like a 20-year-old still. He just loves to be active, and I think for him that's a good life balance. So
does he go in and train with Kalani?
Pardon?
Does he go in and train with Kalani as well?
We need to firstly introduce Kalani for those who don't know. So obviously we've got two kids, Jazz and Kalani. Jazz being your daughter.
Jasmine, she's turning 25 next week.
Wow.
And having all the girls over here for a party tomorrow.
Oh, watch
Please
out.
pray for me.
Totally.
What does Jazz do?
So she also is, she's done sports science, so she's got a degree, and she is a Cert 3, Cert 4 personal trainer as well, but teaches classes in BFT currently, which is like a little bit like F45 type thing.
Yes,
And but she does work in a marketing company after she did the alcohol company, which is quite the opposite. She worked for a big global alcohol company called Diageo for quite a while and loved that. She did all the event management and the races and setting up of things, and they produce their own spirits and different drinks and non-alcoholic things now. And then she went into marketing, and she's just about to have another change. So she's loving that. Kalani's currently in Europe, so he's week 2 out of 9 and loving it, still writing every day. Miss you, Mum. Love that.
Oh, good on him.
What's he doing over there?
Actually, he misses the dogs as well.
Of course, and I would too.
Yeah.
So obviously, Kalani, for those who don't know, was on the reboot of Gladiators, and actually I have a little bit of audio of him winning.
Kalani has done it to become a second-generation Gladiator.
How good was that for you, watching your son do it?
But you were told to be quiet, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, he told me,
that's what I mean.
Mum,
yeah.
Don't embarrass me, Mum.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I think distract was more than embarrass.
It was the seesaw, so you know the balance beam. So he fell off it a couple of times, and then he just said, "Please, just," because there was an extra big seesaw after added in on the eliminator on the final, the grand final. There were 2 extra things added in, and he just said, "If you just stay quiet during that, I don't care how loud you are after that because I love hearing your voice, but just."
Let me get through that.
That's my mental block is, am I going to make it?
And you did it.
I'd rather have dead silence. Yeah. So that's the thing. When he was an athlete, he'd do long jump and high jump. And I remember he'd be standing there waiting to do it. It's such a solo sport. And he has this thing. I said to him, so how does it feel? Like, how do you find that zone? And he said, well, the training that I had in athletics, being a lone competitor, was I hear my name to compete and I just breathe, and all of a sudden it was almost like tinnitus. Like I just had this humming come over, and all I could see was where I was going. So I couldn't hear anything around me. So he had this whole sort of visual thing going on, and he said, and I used to be very quiet, right? I'd go, come on, Kalani, you can do it, while he was setting up. And then everyone would be quite quiet. And I think that's how he learnt that stealth concentration, because I even looked at him on Gladiators and I was like, oh my gosh, look at him. He doesn't look nervous.
He's
Why
in the
does he look
zone.
nervous?
Yeah, super focused.
Yeah, but, you know, at the eliminator I said, you know, you're just like looking straight down the line the whole time. He said, oh no, I was nervous, but I was excited. Like I was like, man, I'm going to do this. I'm going to win. Like he was just more like that. I just like, guy, don't worry what happens. You did the first show. Wow, you made it through it. I can't believe it. Didn't expect it. And then it just kept continuing. Yeah. And I think he got to the quarterfinal, and he said, when he won that for the semis, he said, I said, look, you've come this far. There's some really good competitors. And he said, what are you talking about? I'm going to win it. And I went,
oh, that's
okay. Right. Oh, he was so adamant. He just had this
belief
thing, like, and I think he really grew up through that show. Like, I think he found himself growing into a young man even more. Yeah. And I think being put in that position of that stress, but he loves competition. Like he's got that. He's a very calm, chilled kid, but he's got this adrenaline to him where he finds his adrenaline through competition, not through jumping off big rocks or jumping out of a plane, things like that.
Thank goodness.
He just finds it other ways. Yeah, right.
My boy, don't jump out of a plane.
Knows what he's going to do.
However,
he's got to make it through South Croatia, guys.
Fingers crossed.
I know. Well, however, Mum's voice could obviously cut through all of that concentration, so he gave you a bit of a gag.
And at least we can stalk him on social media because he's pretty active there, so we always know where he is, what he's doing.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I was a little embarrassed because at one stage, Bo Ryan on the other side said, yeah, we could hear your mum, yelling from wherever, Timbuktu, somewhere. And I just went, oh my gosh, I swore I'd never be that parent.
Too hard to hide it. I'm
sorry. I think too, you're emotionally
so
attached to and involved in all of that because you've done it. You know what it's like.
You'd be going through it with him. Like there'd be stuff you'd be going through.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So obviously we met Kalani actually at the Oz Fitness Expo.
Yeah, the pleasure. What an amazing young man.
He is a very mature,
nice.
lovely, articulate, educated young man. He really is. And he's absolutely stunning. Like his physique is incredible.
Thank you.
He obviously works very, very hard, so you should be very proud.
But he's very humble, and I think that's the beauty of him. He's very humble, and he's going to go to
He was really warm. He didn't know me from bars, but he's just so lovely,
warm and inviting. So that was it was a real pleasure to meet him, and it was a super exciting moment for me to have our boys together. That was a real moment. Yeah, so it was really lovely. No, he was and so well spoken, and he's he was encouraging, to Eden as well as, excited for what was going to happen. And, of course, at that time when we met him, what was going to happen is, of course, he was going on to be a gladiator.
Yeah.
But
we've
had a fairly big hiccup.
Channel 10.
Yeah, which is such a shame. But the good thing is, of course, that, he's got that wonderful trophy that they got for them. He has got the trophy, right?
No, he doesn't quite have the trophy yet.
But they gave it to him on the show. Where's the trophy?
I don't know, ask Channel 10.
No.
Yeah,
he didn't get the damn trophy.
They said it was a prop, but we'll see. Hopefully they'll send it to us now that the show's not going ahead. Who knows?
Well, they told you that it was a prop.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was dumbfounded.
That's not cool.
It was a little bit embarrassing, but the night that we were here and we had our family here and we did play the whole, it was the grand final. We had all his mates here and he sort of, they all said at the end, they go, oh my gosh, okay, wow, show us a trophy. And he just went, oh, I actually didn't get to keep it. And they were like, what? But yeah.
So is it only,
I get like the Oscars, you get given a fake one to sort of accept and walk on. But this is a Gladiator trophy that he was handed. I mean,
I kind of don't get.
I get the whole. We've just got to get your name engraved, then you can have it back. But to not receive it ever,
and I'm assuming neither did Taylor, right? Who was the female contestant that won? So no trophy.
She didn't get it. No, she didn't get it either.
Have they actually?
Who do we write to? Who do I write an angry email to?
Who? Have they? Has he been told that the trophy was coming?
He did actually tell me a few weeks ago that they were going to send the trophy, but I haven't seen it just as yet. It's
you need to keep us posted.
So we'll see. Maybe I'll have to follow that up. But look, he did tell me he's going over to Europe.
I'm happy to follow it up.
We're going to follow it up.
I may not be a gladiator, but I'm pretty mean on the words.
She can be scary. She can. I think we'll follow it up.
We need to work on that.
They both do. So we I mean, honestly, in my opinion, based on the show, going down, I know they weren't promised, but there should have been something that they got, at least the trophy.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get the career of being a gladiator.
That's right.
Did he have a gladiator name, by the way?
He did. He picked out one, didn't he?
Yes, he did choose Jaguar.
That's right. He did say that when I was talking to him.
You talked to him about it.
Yeah.
Oh, so he didn't get to use his gladiator name. I feel so sorry for him. Look, we would love all the gladiator fans.
We're going to call him that when we interview him.
Jaguar.
He's Jaguar forever.
He'd love it. He's like this.
He had his little hand thing.
I like it.
We need all the gladiator fans to really try and petition and get that trophy for number one.
Yeah, number one is the trophy. We're going to work on a bigger project than that. But yes, number one is the trophy because that's wrong.
And how did he take the news of no season 2? Was he really devastated or did he go, look, I've got so many things I can do. He's got a good social media following now. Did he feel positive about the future or was he upset?
Look, I think at the end of the day, he's as we were sort of watching the show, he got a little bit of oh, look, I'm just not sure if it's doing that well because he follows a lot of TV stuff because he wants to be a cinematographer. He studied at uni. He's done his, his whole media thing. So he wants to make films. So that's what he's always wanted to do. So he has a deep sort of knowledge of the whole number game and everything. So when he saw it sort of coming in, he said, I don't think there's going to be a season 2 quite early on. Yeah. And so I think he's almost prepared himself. He is disappointed because he has seen what we did. Like, we had the Ashes, we had the international shows, and God forbid, like, American Gladiators, they're remaking it now.
I know. And you look at the UK success. I mean, they didn't do it right here.
It's such a shame. Yeah.
And I think that it was fairly obvious early on because of the formula, or the fact that they had really diverted to what was a good formula. And we, obviously we've said, that's about budget predominantly.
They just didn't do what they used to do, and that's all they needed to do.
Exactly. And I think it really would have been embraced, very much so in this, a few tweaks and so forth to the original, but in this country, I think people would have picked it up. So it's a real shame, but we're not dropping the ball completely. However, our end anyway, but the trophy thing, that needs to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
That needs to happen.
Petition for the trophy. We need the trophy.
How big was the trophy?
It looked pretty big in the. Yeah, it looked massive.
It was massive. It was huge. Yeah, it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll find a space for it when we get it.
It was heavy.
Yeah.
Kalani said it was heavy to hold up. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, if Kalani said it was heavy to hold up, it must have been bloody heavy.
He did get a shirt with the G. He got the jacket. He got some trackies. He got a hat. I actually have the hat up in my wardrobe.
It's not enough.
But it's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
I may have got a helmet. Don't tell anyone.
I love that.
Out,
Why
like under your jacket? No,
I didn't get helmets from ours. We should have taken stuff.
Neither did I. And some of the boys got the hard helmets. I think Tower got one, maybe. Some of the boys got poggle sticks. They took them from, and I'm just like, I got nothing. So this time I'm like, helmet.
This is the second time around. I'm smarter. We
got shit stains and dirty beds.
And rice cakes and bananas. That's all I've heard about.
No, don't. PTSD.
Oh, my God.
So, Karen, what are you doing now?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Let's talk about now.
Yeah.
Okay, done heaps of different changes in life. So, not different changes, but I guess I had outdoor training, Pilates, fitness, mum's bubs, my own outdoor business for 16, 17 years.
Yeah.
Got right through into the lockdown. I went straight online, did pretty well through then because I pivoted quite quickly within days. And then, so while everyone else was having a lovely holiday, I was up, with clients teaching, Zoom.
Because they were on holiday. They could take the time.
Yeah, but that's great.
We'd all have turns of training. So I'd teach my classes, then they'd all come in and have breakfast, and we'd just migrate around in a circle like this. You go train. Okay, you watch TV. Now you eat something. Now we bake. Now you go outside, train. Now
that's fantastic. It
was a round circle.
That's great.
Reacting that quickly.
Yeah. We had a few extras in the house, like girlfriend, and also my dad got stuck here with me for 8 months, so we had a full house, but and the 2 dogs,
and everyone survived.
It was a good time. Look, it was a good time. Got through that, but then I think I just sort of came out and was doing the same thing and thought, I want something different. I just want to go and work at a studio, and Reformer picked up quite big again, so I went back to teach that, and now I've just sort of got to the point where I'm like, no, I'm ready to go step up and go into management again and do something like that. So
you're mad managing people.
I love it. Like, I think it naturally comes to me. I don't know why. I never thought I could really do it, but everyone sort of tends to tell me I'm doing it anyway. So if it naturally sort of comes to you, I don't get too upset by people.
And I think we said at the start that you've congratulations in the new job. Yeah. So we're going to have a conversation, aren't we, about Pilates?
Yeah, we're going to bring you back as our Pilates resident expert.
Because I think it's amazing.
There's
obviously,
lots of questions surrounding Pilates at the moment. I've got lots of questions. So
I do too.
We will hound you with those. But for now, we have fun questions.
Oh, we do. We have questions for you.
We have rapid fire questions.
Yeah, we've got rapid fire. I love this.
Now, we love this because you have not seen these questions. You have not had time to think of your answers, so they have to be whatever comes to your head straight away.
Hang on, wait.
See?
You've got time for a second sip if you want to go a second.
That's right. You don't have to compete tonight. So
No, that's a girl. All right.
Why don't we do that before our show?
Well, because you don't tend to let me have anything with calories. But anyway.
It's a macro, remember?
I'm still broken from our gym session. Anyway.
I did see that. Congratulations.
All right, rapid fire, young lady.
Are you going to ask the questions?
I can't see. I've got no
She's got
glasses
no
on.
glasses. I'm going to ask the questions then. All right, here we go.
I'm nervous.
If you had to choose a different Gladiator name, what would it have been?
Oh, that's really hard. No, you can't do this to me.
You have to make one up.
I think it would be Diamond or something.
That's a good.
Some kind of gemstone.
Yeah.
I like it.
Something sparkly, because I do like sparkly
You
stuff.
are sparkly
Maybe
too.
we could call you Bling. You could be Bling.
Bling bling.
Bling bling. I like it. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Early.
Are you a forced early bird because of your job?
Or are you just a natural early bird?
No, I think I did it for so many years and sort of thought every morning, but I actually love the morning. So I love getting up, and especially our biggest thing on New Year's Day is to get up, get down to the beach. There's no one around.
No.
But yeah, I struggle at night. I'm getting older and I'm doing the Hulk on the couch now. So it's a bit embarrassing. I'm like my parents.
Yeah, you go, oh my God, is it only 9:30?
Do you know what? Nearly every night, my daughter
I woke myself up.
My daughter comes in and takes my glasses off and turns my iPad off.
Oh, grandma.
Yeah. Nearly every night. She does it like she's so nice about it. Unless she's like annoyed at me and like glasses come off and I was like, oh.
Yeah. She just slaps you.
Yeah, that's right.
Get out. All right.
Oh, mine just leave me there. Yeah. I'll probably wake up at 2 a.m. still like, what happened?
You gladiators don't understand the meaning of rapid fire, do you? You just chatty Cathy's. All right. So, what song never fails to get you moving? What's your fave song?
Oh, The Key, The Secret. I've got the key. I've got the secret. I know there's something about it.
I love it. Yeah, nice.
Do you remember? It's a happy place for me. It's not really like a, you can win, you can do this, like all that sort of hardcore stuff. It's just like a little boppy.
You could skip along to it.
It reminds me of my step classes. It reminds me of all those happy participants in the front row that would get there 10 minutes early to get their spot. You know, it's like 3-knee repeater, all that sort of stuff.
That was never me.
That's great.
Do you remember your song from
Rapid Fire?
Rapid Gladiators? That is the next question.
Yeah, pretty woman, Ray Orbison.
Oh, it was too.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
That's awesome.
Right, that's my question. Come on.
Oh, okay. What is your most useless talent? We know you've got plenty of good ones. What is your most useless talent? Something you could do that probably no one really cares about, but you think's pretty cool.
Oh, I know what it is.
Something I can do.
Yeah, Kalani and I had a laugh about it.
What is it?
What? Is it the splits? I don't know. What is it?
I said I cannot remember your mum being so flexible as she is today.
Oh.
You can do the splits.
I'm not sure how people will take that, but
it'll not save lives, but it's damn
and
impressive.
He said to me, "Oh yeah, she's doing it all the time."
Isn't that funny that I never did that on Gladiators though?
Never.
Like I never.
Nuh-uh.
That could have been such a showmanship kind of move too.
Well, look, I rember Jet used to lift her leg up, and I went, "Well, I can't do that because it's."
But you could do the splits.
I'm like Jet.
But I think you give it a red hot crack though.
I'm surprised you never did that. All right.
I know.
What 3 things?
I'm happy I did it because everyone would have freeze framed.
Yes.
So no, thank you.
Absolutely. Wise choice.
I'm getting the visual now. All right. What 3 things would you take if you're about to be stranded on an island alone? 3 things.
Jeez.
No Wi-Fi. You don't get Wi-Fi.
Oh, really?
No Wi-Fi.
Alone.
Matches.
A blanket.
Of course.
Believe it or not. And a shovel.
Is that to bury your poo or
Probably
to bury
myself,
yourself?
How
are you going to entertain yourself alone on the island? You've got nothing for entertainment.
Where's that red wine? What's wrong with you?
You can use the shovel to chop wood. You can use the shovel to dig. You can use the shovel
so
to
practical.
Very practical.
Chop off.
I would have been thinking champagne, ice.
Yeah.
To keep the champagne cold.
You are very practical. You need to go on that TV show alone. All right. Now, things you used to collect as a kid. Have any weird little kid collections?
I did actually used to collect. This is weird. Scented powder.
Scented powder, like face, like the old ladies used to put on their bodies.
Probably, but I don't know.
In a little tin
with powder that you could smell, and it was probably so toxic. Who knows? But yeah.
That is a very weird collection.
It is kind of weird.
Most people would say swap cards, races.
I was not expecting that.
No. The weird inner workings.
Do you still have them?
Such a tomboy, yeah.
All right. Kiss, marry, kill.
And you choose which one you'd kiss, marry, or kill.
All right. You got to kiss someone, marry someone, kill one of them. Here we go. Here's your choices.
Ready?
Sam Mack from Sunrise, Dr. Chris Brown, and Bono from U2. Which one will you kill?
Let us have it.
It's easiest to figure out which one you kill first. That's the way I think of it.
That's for you.
I don't know. This is so mean. Number one.
Sam Mack, you kill him? Same.
Sorry, Sam. Sorry,
You
Sam.
know what? I actually used to work with Sam Mack in Adelaide. He's lovely. I shouldn't say that. He's
Who
lovely.
are we kissing?
Who are we kissing?
I probably kiss Bono, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you want to marry Dr. Chris Brown, don't you?
Dr. Chris Brown, because you know why? I'm a horse girl. I'm an animal person.
I agree.
Just call me Chris.
I'm like that with Bo Ryan. Call me Bo Ryan.
Oh, here we go again.
It'll never happen.
I'm so sorry, Bo. And Bo's wife.
Yeah, I know. Because we asked her and she's going to kill Bo's wife.
Well, I had
for me.
no
It was all for me.
I had no choice.
Yeah, I had no choice. All right, if you go to a Bunnings barbecue and you get a snag, do you put the sauce on the bread first or do you put it on top of the sausage?
Who puts it on first?
Who puts it on the bread first?
Me, because it doesn't make a mess.
Oh, no, you just open it up and you just put it bread. You go right across the whole thing. So then
But hang on, are you doing that before you put the sausage in?
Bread, sausage, bread.
So you open the bread, put the sauce on.
No, I open the bread, put the sausage in, but I stretch it open so that when you put the sauce on, you get both sides of the bread and the sausage,
So
and
you-
then
You're an alien. You're both aliens.
You understand that you're the only person that does that.
It's like
I have
how
seen people do that.
I always put the sauce on first,
It's a
then the
minority.
sausage, because then when you close the bread, the sauce doesn't sort of just flop out on the... Anyway, slippers or stilettos? Do you like being home in your slippers or do you like being out in your stilettos?
Slippers.
Yeah.
I think most of us answer that
I like
way.
lunches.
Hey?
I like lunch.
Lunch?
Lunches are good.
You can wear nice white trainers to lunch, can't you, though?
You can wear your slippers.
You can wear your slippers to lunch.
People do.
And our final question, to scrunchy bum or not scrunchy bum? You know what we mean by that, don't you?
Yeah, no scrunchy bum for me, but they do look quite good on
Those
girls, I
fuller
think.
behinded women.
It depends if they're really scrunchy or if they're just slightly scrunchy.
And there are
But
degrees
no,
of
that's
scrunchy.
full wedgie, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't wear scrunchy bum, but yeah.
Well, congratulations, you survived rapid fire.
Yay!
Thank you.
We shall get you a
What do I
trophy.
win? A trophy?
It's in the mail. It's in the mail.
Thank you.
We should get her a trophy.
Everyone who does rapid fire should get a trophy.
We're getting them a trophy.
I'll leave that in Julie's hands. It'll never happen.
I'll send you a trophy.
Yeah, sure you will. Thank you so much, Delta, Karen, for taking the time and speaking to us tonight. And we're looking forward to having you back on and talking in depth about Pilates. If anyone does want to, somehow find you to do Pilates or talk about it, is the best way through social media for you? What's the best way?
Yeah, through social media. Yeah, Kaz_Lenehan. Just,
Hit you
no
up.
creepy stuff.
No creepy stuff.
No creepy stuff.
Yeah.
Only rule.
Only for serious Pilates people, thanks.
Indeed. And we'll get you back to...
You can just say hello. I have plenty of people still say hello to me, hey Delta, and I always reply.
Which is lovely, isn't it? It's very nice.
You guys have some pretty devoted fans. You really do. And it is lovely because I know you all look after them well.
Yeah, and there's amazing people. And you know what? We look forward to talking to you more about the Pilates. We've got lots of questions, as we said. But go now and celebrate your new job. And we'll hear all about that when you go. Keep celebrating, should we say.
I'm such a fitness person.
We'll let you know when to pop in the diary for the female Glad reunion.
Yes.
Yes, please. Yes, I'm. As I said, I'm going to be the 1%er in that, and I'm going to be the one that's going to get them there somehow. Hopefully.
We loved having you on the show, and we look forward to speaking to you again soon.
Yay! Our new friend here at Evolv The Podcast. Thank you, Karen Lenehan.
Mwah. See you, beautiful girl.
Bye.
Bye. Welcome to our new segment called
Cut the Crap.
Yay. And I want to talk about things that, where people are just bullshitting to themselves and we want to cut that crap out.
Yeah, like you mean the crap like the sweet, delicious, gooey, caramel flavoured, chocolate-coated sort of crap?
Well, that is one part of cut the crap, yes. And as you know, I'm a renowned sweet tooth, and I've also had a little bit of a struggle in the past with diabetes. So I have to be careful, yeah. So I have had to be very careful about my sugar intake, well, most of the time. Yes, Andrea, I remember the teddy bear biscuit segment.
I'm sure they do too.
So I decided for myself that I was not going to give up sweet things. Period.
You were going to find some alternatives.
Indeed. I was going to find another way. And I have. And I think I'm very inventive. So I often talk to my clients about portion control and all those sort of things. And for me, I don't think a sustainable diet or a happy lifestyle is something where you've got to cut out all of the things that you like, but you do have to modify.
Right. What are these things in front of you? Because they look yummy.
They do look yummy. So one of the things that I utilise to, with the cravings, the sweet cravings, to sort of appease them, are these beautiful little things that you can find at the supermarket. Yeah, they are from Waycott Sister. They're high in protein and low in sugar, relatively low in sugar. So they come in chocolate,
yum yum yum,
banana.
High protein chocolate pudding, high protein banana pudding.
And vanilla and also strawberry. So, ticks all the boxes really.
15 grams of protein, and that's quite a decent
Indeed. If you have a
protein.
look at the serving sizes there, they're only about approximately 170 calories per
serving.
little tub that you've got here. And they're relatively low in sugar, around 5 to 6 grams of sugar
per 100 grams, which I'm allowed.
So you're allowed to have those, Andrea. So what I do, and you probably can't see this down here. Hey, Andrea.
Pardon me. I'm very warm. I've had a cold. Anyway.
Can our beautiful viewers and listeners, you won't be able to see, of course, but I am popping this
that looks so delicious.
Dessert into a bowl.
Who gets to eat this?
Well, you can have a taste. See what you think. No, you cannot lick the thing.
I'm not the dog at home.
I can. Smell strawberry?
It smells like Yogo. Remember Yogo?
Yes, and that's not as good for you. Oh. So I do cut the greeny stuff off these, but I'm just popping it in today. And Andrea can dip that and swivel it around in a minute. Not yet. So because I watch MasterChef, I understand that there can be some creamy stuff, some fruity stuff, but there also has to be some crunchy stuff.
And you need some green stuff, always the green.
The green stuff, yes. I don't know whether you can eat that green stuff. Probably
wouldn't hurt
Probably
you.
won't kill you, but I also like something crunchy.
Oh, rice.
So I go for a little handful of good old rice bubbles.
Snap, crackle and pop.
Drop those in. There we go. I didn't say I was a master chef. I just said I watched it. Or I use for me sugar-free biscuits and crumble those up on top. And
that'd be nice.
Yeah, I want to say too, sugar-free does not mean that it's not high in calories.
Fat, yeah.
Yeah. So people think that just because it's low or zero sugar, that's fine. You can just stuff those babies in. But no, that's not true. However, I just grab one or two of those, either chuck them in and use them as scoops. Remember those scoopy something do's? I don't know. Well, anyway, it gives it the crunch.
Oh, I remember.
Do you know what I mean?
don't remember what they were
They're
called.
sort of like, I don't know. But you used to scoop the yogurt.
Skidoo? No.
I don't know. We'll find out. So if you want to have a look,
Dippity bits.
it could probably be prettied up. But I'm going to give Andrea a little try and see what she thinks of my cut the crap.
So how am I going to... Well, maybe I could just, like, cut a bit of strawberry off. So, because I want a bit of everything, like the MasterChef people do.
They do. They say
they have to have
something
a bit
in
of everything.
every bite.
All right.
So Andrea is having a taste of all of that. See how you go.
Oh, that's yummy.
Do you like it? So for me, that kills off the craving of wanting to have a big piece of cake with similar kind of flavours.
And the crunchiness of the not the Cocoa Pops.
No, Cocoa Pops
Rice
are a
bubbles.
no. And you know what? Rice bubbles, not that I want you to go start eating a whole lot of rice bubbles. I don't. But rice bubbles, they are, like, they actually have, per 100 grams, they have about 7.45 grams of protein in them. And as far as the fat's concerned, I'm squinting because I don't have my glasses on.
Fat or sugar? 8.4 grams of sugar. That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought it had any sugar.
Yeah, they do. And that's what I mean. Remember I talk about those hidden
But that
sugars?
still is low for cereal.
It is. So, but you know what? You only need a small handful. It gives it a bit of crunch.
That is such a great alternative to anything.
And it's satisfying, right?
It is.
Yeah. So if you can sort of turn that, and you know the other thing that I don't like, when people talk about cheat days or, where you're rewarding yourself with a sweet, throw that shit out the window, okay? Cut that crap. What we need to do is portion control. So we'll talk about that in another, cut the crap. I keep saying what the crap. I mean, what the crap. There are a number of ways to do this, but I think that the main thing is that you are, portion controlling in the calorie dense type area.
So maybe that is, you're going to lead us down the path where we could eat something we really enjoy, but just a very small amount of it.
Yeah, so I'll do that in one of our next segments. But yeah, so obviously whatever tickles your fancy, if it's something vanilla-y,
flavour for everyone.
Indeed. So you can pair it with some other things that are, obviously good for you and not too high in calories and certainly not in sugar. I often do the banana. I do that with, I'll show you what I do.
You could even grate a little bit of really dark chocolate, like a healthy dark chocolate. That'd be yum.
2 squares.
Yeah, that'd be really yum.
2 squares of that, and I put in a couple of pieces of banana as well.
Yeah, nice. Real banana.
Real banana. Yeah.
And chocolate and banana always go well together.
Chocolate and
you could
raspberry.
Do the chocolate and bits of banana.
I do chocolate and raspberry
nice.
with a couple of wafers.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
No, I like those. Well
Very
done.
satisfying stuff. Go Wicked Sister. We like Wicked Sister. Yeah, get into it. You'll find this in your supermarket. So head in, grab some of these things. They're
this
certainly
is a not paid endorsement. Although we wish someone would pay us for an endorsement.
That's right. Pay us. Pay us. We will talk about you more. All right. So cut the crap, people. Find some alternatives. We'll bring you some more of these as we go along.
Excellent. And now it's time for highlights and hiccups.
Yay! Hello and welcome back. Since Andrea is still enjoying
Got my mouth full.
the cut the crap produce.
Delicious.
Good. We're going to move on to highlights and hiccups. A highlight of my life right now is watching Andrea consume the cut the crap fodder.
The strawberry pudding on the strawberries is just delicious. Yum.
All right.
All right, I'll stop doing that.
Step away from the bowl, Andrea. That is yummy, right?
That's really good.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
really, really
yeah. You can go to bed, you're satisfied.
Yeah, I feel like I've eaten something naughty, but I haven't.
That's right. That's exactly what it's supposed to do.
All right, I'm going to start with my highlights and hiccups. Can I start?
You can start.
Awesome.
Have you finished eating?
I have.
I can see.
I've got strawberries. I feel like Pretty Woman. I've got strawberry seeds in my teeth and I need to floss. Remember when he thinks she's doing drugs but she's just flossing?
Oh, I do remember that, actually. That was a good movie. Yeah. Again, we digress.
So, highlights. I had a really lovely long walk with my son last weekend. And it's so nice because it's really nice time to just connect, get out in the fresh air. We did about 5Ks and it was a fairly decent walk for my son, I think 12 years old. He's like, this is a long way. But we had a lot of fun. No one was on their phones or iPads or any of that sort of stuff. And we just chatted the whole time. In fact, he is a chatty Cathy. He never stops. So that was my highlight. That was nice.
Oh, you should be used to it working with me.
All right, so my hiccup.
And I think, hang on, I think that is a really a beautiful highlight of the week, and I absolutely encourage more people to do it. You know, I'm lucky enough to live on a little bit of land, so I am out in nature quite a lot, and it really is soul nourishing.
Oh,
don't you
is.
think?
And I mean, you can find your local parks or your bushland somewhere and go for that nice walk. And it is the fresh air, the sounds of the birds, the rustle of the wind through the trees. It is all good for the soul.
It is good for the soul. And look, you don't have to be, you know, out in the countryside, but as you say, you know, in the parks or even just walking the dog around the blocks. And I know that sounds, you know, a bit sort of pedestrian.
But it's really, if you stop and smell the roses, so to speak, if you really enjoy what you're doing and be conscious of enjoying it, you do, and it's fabulous. And
the fact that you're doing it, you know, with your son, you know, and any member of your family, I think it's great. We've forgotten, you know, how to communicate. You know, sometimes it's so much, you know, technology, as you say, social media. Not that we're not being a bit hypocritical here.
Get on socials, follow us.
That's right.
We're on Insta, TikTok.
But don't do it when you're walking with your children. I think it's really important. You know, it's time to talk or not talk and just be, you know, together and spend that time together. And I also say to people when they're out doing that, you know, look up, look out, look around. You know, we spend so much time now looking down at you know, our devices, etc. And then I think, you know, even when I see people, you know, walk into a room, into the gym, you know, they're often, you know, looking down a lot. And I said, you know, look out and about. They're trying
to almost avoid contact with the world, with people, with things, aren't they?
I don't think consciously, but yes, they are, you know, and it's tricky. And, you know, I understand the world, you know, seemingly judgmental, etc. But just spending time like that, looking up, looking at nature, you know, as you say, breathing in, you know, what... you know, the world around us, I suppose, you know, at the risk of sounding very philosophical. But I think that's a wonderful, wonderful highlight.
Yay!
Yeah. So what's the hiccup?
So the hiccup was I went to the gym with you and I couldn't move for days. I didn't do much after that.
She did message me and say, I cannot move my arms. Is that normal?
I couldn't straighten it. And I was trying to wash my hair and, you know, you got to bend your arms, but I could feel there was swelling in my forearms. I'm like, this ain't normal.
You know, look, it is actually pretty normal when you're starting off. I had clients this week who were new to the gym and, you know, I said to them, you will probably feel very sore during your first and second round of, you know, of training. But I promise you it will get better. And I promise you it will get better.
It was the third rep of everything. Yeah. You know, as soon as, you could do the first lot, the second lot, it was by the time we got to the third one, I'm like, I reckon I'm dying.
Do you know what? Your training was my highlight this week. And I'll tell you why. Not just because you turned up, finally.
I agree.
I've been asking her for a while.
But to clarify, we do live hours apart.
We do.
So it is very difficult for us to connect.
Yeah, there are those time constraints, etc. But obviously training you is one thing, but my real highlight in that, and I think I vocalised this to you at the time, was that even though you pissed and moaned, most of the time you never stopped. You never gave up. You kept saying, I can't do this whilst you were doing it.
Whilst I was doing it.
Yeah, and to me, and I would suggest for most trainers, that is everything. You know, if you've got someone who is just giving it their all, you know, and I don't mean going beyond where you're actually hurting yourself. I don't mean that at all. I mean just giving it a red hot crack and saying, you know, even though Andrew was saying...
there were some times where you kind of lessened or lightened it for me, lightened my load, because you could see I was really done, I was spent.
Yeah, and there's no point, you know, there's no point causing any damage. And we'll say no point, you absolutely shouldn't. So you've got to know when to, you know, to back off a little bit. But you never gave up. You pushed through until you you couldn't push any more with some of them, or till you came to the end of your set. And for me, that I was so proud of you.
Thank you, Julie.
Yes, indeed. So that was a real highlight for me this week, I'd have to say. I really enjoyed it, and I hope, as we go along, that, we continue to do that. And I also hope that you continue to be less sore.
Yeah, but I made her laugh in between all those things.
Very much so.
I did make her laugh.
Yeah.
Which, would have been a highlight too.
Yeah, well, my hiccup this week was that I did promise myself that this week I would endeavour, and I always am spouting off to people, you have to drink water and, to eat protein, but you also need to get lots and lots of sleep.
You didn't get enough.
Yeah, I did not. I was very busy this week, so I was a little disappointed. Not this week, this whole fortnight. Disappointed that that I hadn't managed that, but I did take one day
a sleeping pill.
Yes, that's right.
And nobody saw me for 3 days.
Actually sounds okay, but we do not advocate that either.
No.
So I did sort of, step away from a lot of paperwork which I should have achieved this week, and prioritised a couple of slightly longer sleeps, which I had to do. It's really, it really is important, and especially if you are training or you've got jobs where you've got to have a lot of concentration, that you do get the sleep that you need. It's the time that your body actually, replenishes itself, as well as your brain.
Well, there's even those ads at the moment where it's like if you drive tired, it's like driving drunk, and, the man kills his kid because he's so tired and stuff. Like, it is, you can't function, you can't think, you're moody. Not saying you are, not you. Some people get moody.
I'm only moody when I'm paid for it.
Yeah. Furious, in fact.
It's a time where all of your body's cells replenish.
Yeah.
They take in, the water, your hydration. So and repair. So it's so important that we do get this sleep. But unfortunately, I did not quite hit that target.
Well, you can work on it again. You can just go, look, I failed this last fortnight, but I'm going to do better.
I don't fail.
Well,
Andrea,
you did. Because you just said
I
you
just
did.
didn't come first this time.
That would have killed her. I slept more than you did.
So, yeah, highlights and hiccups for this week. And the other thing I think that highlights and hiccups brings up, so I think this is a great segment that you've come up with, is setting some little targets and goals for yourself each week, and look, sometimes you won't hit them, and that's okay. And I think when we were talking to Lorraine last week, for example, and I said this to my clients too, we talk about hitting 10,000 steps. Some weeks you just don't, and that's okay, but try and pick it up the next week. That's, this is not about being down on yourself. This is about acknowledging that you can do better, and then setting those little targets for yourself the following week.
Yeah, be your biggest cheerleader when you do great, and then also pick yourself up and cheer you on to do better.
Yeah, there's honestly, berating yourself, putting yourself down over things, there's no value in it.
Well, you just feel guilty, and then it's a cycle, and then you just back.
Yeah. And I do see a lot of it, all of the time. So those are some things we'll talk about, on some of the other, segments that we do or shows that we do. So that's our week. Andrea, I'm looking forward to, maybe you can text me what your little mini goals are for this week. And
I've got to think about it. I've got a very busy week ahead of me, which is no excuse, but it is like, when it rains, it pours. It's one of those weeks. So.
Well, I've got a little mini goal for you, actually.
Okay.
So I want you to make sure you consume at least 1 litre of water per day.
Oh, I can do a litre. Easy, man.
So it's not enough, but some people don't consume that.
Yeah, all right.
Per day.
We're going to talk about hydration in one of these episodes because, I hear conflicting things where some people go, you should just drink when you're thirsty. Like, what's the point of drinking more? Because then you just urinate it out. So we'll delve into it. I want to kind of know more about it.
Let's do that.
Okay. Well, Thank you for joining us, and please be very kind on the socials, and make sure you're following us on your favourite podcast player so you know when the next episode drops.
That is, yeah. And let me know if you've got any little eating hacks that we can talk about as well. I've got quite a few up my sleeve.
Yeah, like cottage cheese. I've got that viral thing going around with the cottage cheese. It's not a disease, it's viral thing. Cottage cheese is having a revival, and I am going to talk about it.
You keep telling me. Yes, we will talk about it. Cottage cheese,
We could
people.
do a cooking demonstration. You want to?
Okay, you know how much I love cooking.
Maybe I'll just do it at home and put it on socials. She'll be no help at all. All right, thank you so much.
Actually, quite a good cook.
Okay.
I just don't like it.
She can pull stuff out of a little container
That's
and put
right.
it in a bowl.
That is called cooking in my book.
You said it before. You watch MasterChef. You aren't one, so...
Indeed I am not.
They were your own words.
Have a great fortnight. We look forward to seeing you and talking with you, in the next couple of weeks.
See you on socials in the meantime.
Yeah.
Evolv the Podcast.
Say goodbye to Andrea and Julie.
This episode of Evolv the Podcast was co-produced by Julie Saunders and Andrea Waycott. If you wish to get in contact with the show, please reach out on social media. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, or email evolvethepodcast@gmail.com. That is Evolv with no E. Thanks for listening. Till next time.